So sometimes if it's a little bit small, the screen doesn't read where you're tapping. I do find that if I sometimes use a stylus, and it makes the tap just a little bit more specific. So that if you're finding that your fingers are not getting the detail that you want, where did my pen go?
But how about like enlarge it and then tap
and
on
you can
it?
exactly. So there are two ways to do it. If you place a symbol and it's just a little bit smaller than you wanted it, like this, what you can do is you can enlarge and then you can drag to get over there, and then you can tap and it's a little bit bigger.
How do you move symbols over to a line?
It does not yet click to grid.
Okay, so I'm not on the grid. How do I get a symbol to move onto a grid?
You just have to line it up with your eyeballs. Eventually, like one of the things,
That's a problem.
So So you can either enlarge, or hopefully, one of the things we want to do is it's called quantizing, where, it'll actually figure out where the grid is, but we're just not there yet. But for now, you can move it over there. Now, some of you may have discovered that depending on the symbol that you're using, if you click on it to select it, a little menu pops up. So I'll tell you the ones that this happens with are a couple of them. So pick a direction symbol, any direction symbol, and place your direction symbol. And I recommend you just make it unusually big so you can get used to how this thing works. So once you've got your direction symbol drawn, if you tap on it once to select it, you'll notice those blue dots appear, and then also you'll get a little menu that pops up, high, middle, low. And if you choose any of those levels, that shape will turn into that level. And then if you want to change the level, you just tap again and it changes the level. I'm hearing a couple of questions. First, before we go on to those questions, I want to make sure that everyone was able to place a direction symbol and that you got it to be a direction. Did everybody get that? Yes. Yes. Brenda, are you okay over there?
There are two dots now.
Okay. So, if you want to...
No, it's multiple.
If you want to try.
So, if you want to change the shape, or the size, rather, of the symbol, you tap it to enlarge it. You tap it to select it, and you've got the blue outline with the dots. And then you pick one of the dots and you drag it into the direction you want to change the size of the symbol. So if you want it to be wider, you drag it to the side. If you want it to be longer, you drag it down. And the things that are activated are those blue dots and kind of the area immediately around it. So if you are having trouble, you might have to tap right inside. And if things are a little bit too small, just enlarge. So then you might want to just enlarge a little bit because you're using
I'm trying.
Yeah, so no, but enlarge, pinch, like that.
And you have to press a little harder, right?
It's not a try
Get the blue thing.
I want to do.
It's
I
not
want
a matter.
to
It's
show it
actually
on the
pressing harder is
Oh, okay.
even though it feels like it's what you want to do on the iPad, pressing harder gets you nowhere.
It's like trying
because
to
it's
get
all
the
about that
TV
light
to
direct
turn
touch. It's about where it is. So if it's not registering, you just might need to touch a little bit
I get
inside of the blue dot. Does that make
Okay.
sense? Yes. Good. Okay. So we've all resized? Excellent. 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 And then, if you want to move the symbol, and I'm going to make this low just so that you can see. Oh, sorry, May. Is this okay? Can you? Okay. Now, if you want to move a symbol, what you do is you take your finger and you press gently and hold on the symbol, and the symbol will turn red. And then you can move it anywhere.
Sorry, I missed that.
Cool.
Here.
Yeah, so to move a symbol, you press and hold, and then it'll move anywhere.
Yay. Oh, I like that. Oops.
You have to keep it fixed, right?
Yep, press and hold.
Without directional.
Right.
Enlarging.
So it
it.
turns red.
There, wait till it turns
Yeah, so you know it's selected to move if it turns red.
It should be green.
It should be green. Red made sense originally, but you're right, it should be green. Well, red you can see really easily.
You can. But that's a good
Why
point. And it
green?
doesn't
Why
matter
saying
for red.
that?
Green means go.
Red means stop.
That is true.
Well,
Thank you,
it stops
Libby.
the dish. Sorry.
Okay, so we've done the levels, we've changed levels. If you want to change the level, you just tap on it again, and then the little menu comes up again, and then you pick a new level.
Can you
Ta-da.
duplicate symbols?
Not yet. I know, it's on the list. Not yet.
She's trying to write a score.
I know, you're already. This is great. No, this is good. This is so good.
Can I
This is
ask
so
a question? When you make the high level symbols bigger or smaller, does it change the amount of space between the lines?
That's what we've been trying to figure out. We've been talking to Lucy about that a little bit.
Okay, because it aesthetically
The grid
looks when you
changes,
when you look at a page that has long symbols and short symbols, and if there's a lot of space between some and they're narrow and other, just aesthetically, it grates. And I think the earlier versions of Laban Writer, it stayed the same. I don't know about
Yeah,
later
we've been
versions.
talking about that, and I'll ask David how it's programmed.
Okay.
Um,
I mean, it's not going to be misread,
right,
but it's just an aesthetic thing.
Yeah,
that's all.
no, we've talked about that, but I honestly don't remember what we came up with.
Like margins. You know?
Well, I don't know because because somehow when you stretch it, then it changes. Like if you, anyway, it's a.
So we've done some stretchables. We've done some. Sandra has a whole score already. This is so great. You know, it's so great because I was thinking, oh, really, right now we're kind of the student letter. It doesn't work fast enough for notators, but look, it does. Yes.
I feel very happy I put two
But I have to use my pinky.
You should get a stylus.
Sandra's got a whole score.
I tried using that eraser, it didn't work.
No. It's a
I
special
was
kind of
happy that I got
capacitor.
3 symbols
Yeah,
on the
that's
page,
tough.
and
My-
then
Yeah, here, try
that
this.
is really.
Oh, my little finger works just right.
Okay, good.
But it's just.
Yeah, they sell these everywhere. You can get them for like $5. Yeah. You'll like this a lot more. So that's the other thing about all touch screens. You'll find this on your iPhone too. Is that it's the tip of your finger at a very particular angle, and that has nothing to do with the program. It's just the way that the technology is set up. So if we look down a little bit to the part where there are bows. Pick a bow that you know has many options. So a bow that you know can double or that you know can have a dotted line. Because there is a menu that pops up for those. So if you want to take the bow for, say, taking weight.
Here's a bow right here.
And then similarly to the way that you change the level on your direction symbol, if you tap on it, you will get some options. So you can make it, you can double it.
Make it thick.
Solid dotted, and we've gone through, and hopefully we've gotten it correct. We went through all of the charts, and you shouldn't be able to do anything illegal. So the bows that don't dot shouldn't dot. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
But if I'm on the score that I downloaded from Laban Writer, and since at this point, let's say this doesn't have an effort, or it doesn't have a symbol for my hand or whatever it is, but the score that I've downloaded, so it has a symbol on it that I can select out, presumably. Can I select like the symbol for hand and then embed it in my score, even though? Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Import
So
it?
let me answer your question this way and tell me if I don't end up answering it.
Okay.
KineScribe can read any score in Laban Writer,
Right.
so that you can import a score from Laban Writer that has symbols that
Right.
that you can't yet draw in KineScribe.
Right.
So if you've got a score and you've got like an elbow,
Right.
right? Because we don't yet have body parts in
Right.
KineScribe, you can select it and delete it from KineScribe, but you can't make it again.
And I can't take that symbol and put it into a new score the way I would if I had like a Word document. This is what I do is
Cut and
take
paste.
I cut and
we
paste.
currently don't have cut and paste.
Okay.
Yeah. Someday.
I would
But-
say that
but
to
not
me
yet.
that would be
But with all
wonderfully useful because there's so many times when you're trying to make new symbols or
Yeah,
you know.
well, I'll also tell you too that in the new symbols palette that David and I are currently developing,
Uh-huh.
we're hoping to get body parts in there. So you know, what you're seeing right now is what we were able to get done before the grant deadline.
Okay.
And so all of this other stuff, you know, we've got kind of lists of things, and we're trying to
Sure.
prioritize. But
So
this
this is
idea of
all
cutting
the
and pasting
symbols?
is really good.
The
Currently,
Kosstrin.
all the symbols. Yeah.
Is there a print capability? If I there print, can I?
There is, if you, we'll get there.
Oh yeah, let's. I don't want to interrupt the.
But I'll put
But that would be a
things
really good
things
thing.
that have come up that I have that are on staff and print. Yeah, but we'll get there. But yes, there is AirPrint and there is Save to PDF, which I'll show you how to do.
Oh, there's Save to PDF.
Yeah.
Does the PDF work?
Yes.
Wait a minute.
Well, I also have a huge question, but that's for
We
the
can
end.
download and then PDF.
That's where this is
maybe
going.
solve our
Yes,
problem.
that's what I
Where
want to talk
it
about.
can go.
That's where that's one of the things I really like.
Because
to
this-
talk
That's our
about. Yeah.
problem with
Okay.
PDF. It
How are we on
flips
time?
the
Okay.
symbols around.
Just tell this to Hannah, because this is a big
Hannah,
one for the
we have a
Bureau.
major issue with Laban Writer to PDF. The list of things that it does by error have happened. These are things that have happened to us. And in trying to send in manuscripts and PDF or things with Labanotation, it flips the symbols around and makes it unreadable.
Okay.
And deletes
Have you
symbols.
told David?
We have, and he says there's no problem. But
Okay.
we've just experienced the problem over and over and over and over again, and we know there's a problem.
Okay.
And it may be going from an IBM equipment, you know, from Mac to IBM. I don't know what or where it occurs, but we've noticed these problems. Now you may have solved it for us. If we can download the Labanotation from
Into
Laban
the
Writer into the iPad, and then save it to a PDF, we have to try out to see if it now works. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Because maybe-
because David doesn't seem to understand the problem, even though we keep saying it. And
Okay,
we've
well, and I can
experienced
try it too. If you send those to me, I can also kind of look at Laban Writer and see, and then he and I can figure it out. But yeah, but I'll go over the how to save to PDF in a little bit. But was everyone able to find on the bows? There's oops. On the bows, there's a little question mark. Did you see that button over on the menu? So when you lay a bow, the question mark will bring you into the other grasping, holding, if that particular bow is able to grasp.
Say that again.
So if you select a,
Oh, I see what you're saying.
If you select,
Yeah. So I'll do this. Maybe we're able
this
to get
one.
that. So when you
select
select.
something and
They're getting it on. Maybe with
When you select a bow, you'll see the dotted solid options, and then to the right of that, you'll see a bow with a question mark in it. Your bow that you're using might not be able to do that. Yes. So
we need a new bow.
yeah. So pick the bow that shows taking weight, solid contact with the floor.
bow.
Support bow.
the square one,
square
this
one.
one. This
Oh, like that.
like a
Oh,
table.
this?
That's what you tell little kids, like a table.
And then if you click on if you tap on the bow with the question mark in the middle, it'll take you to another little sub menu where you can show grasping, etc.